Amanda here, and today we are going to try out a bunch of new makeup. We have items from the drugstore and from some indie brands. I don't want this review to have too much structure. I really just want to try some new things out, put on some makeup, have some fun, and give you my first impressions along the way. So today we're going to check out this new foundation. This is from Revolution Beauty, and it's called Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation. I have the shade F3, so that's the first thing we're going to test out. Also from the drugstore, a new L'Oreal mascara. This is the Panorama mascara. So those are our two drugstore items. And then for the indies, we have this very cute Valentine's Day palette. This is from Wicked Widow. It's the Lovesick palette. And this is in the same format as the Graveyard Smash palette, which I absolutely loved. So I'm really excited to try this out. Everything here is exciting to me. I am pretty much always interested and always hyped up for new makeup. However, I think the thing I am most pumped for in this video is the Apres Ski collection that Kackie did in collaboration with Finding Ferdinand. The Summer Abroad collection that they did was one of my favorites. The blushes from that collection were in my best of 2023 video. And this one has 5 more blushes plus 3 lip glosses. So I am very, very happy to see more because this is just a match made in heaven. Kackie has a great eye for color. Finding Ferdinand has amazing formulation. So it's really just... it's what we need and it's what we want as makeup lovers. I guess I should only speak for myself, but after you see these things in action, you're going to feel the same way. Let's get into it. I'm going to show you some close-ups. I'll show you application demos. I'm going to talk you through my experience with these products, and then I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end. Since we're testing a foundation today, I just wanted to start with a close-up look at my bare skin. I don't have any primer, nothing here except just my normal morning skincare routine. This gives you an idea of the starting point, and this will help you conceptualize what the coverage looks like since you know what we were starting out with. This is the Revolution Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation. I have the shade F3. This foundation has a pump dispenser, so what you're seeing me apply here is about 1.5 of these pumps to half of my face. I want to just do one side, that way we can get a side-by-side look at the texture, the coverage. It's a pretty decent shade match for me, maybe a teeny tiny bit lighter than what I usually go for, but because the coverage is very, very light, it does blend in decently well with my skin tone, and it matches my neck pretty well, so I think overall it's a good shade match. This initial side-by-side really tricked me because I put this on and I thought, hey, this feels good, it looks good. I was expecting a very light coverage, and that's what I got, but I like a light coverage foundation or a skin tint or that type of base product, so the very initial application here really had me thinking that this was going to be a new smash hit. But once I added some more to the other side of my face, and I also did just a teeny tiniest bit of building up. So I added just a touch on a couple more places where I want some more coverage. I did a little bit extra on my forehead, on the tops of my cheeks where I have some sun damage that I typically try to cover up. Once I added just the slightest bit more, this really started to go off the rails for me. I noticed that it was bunching up in all of my fine lines and wrinkles and crinkles, and it was just sitting on top of my skin in a way that wasn't very flattering, in my opinion. I was definitely expecting a more light skin-like finish than what I ended up with. But don't worry, we have Kackie here to save us. I'm going to dive into a few pieces from the Apres Ski collection. First, this light little beigey gloss. This is Cafe Noisette. It smells so good. These glosses are
incredibly comfortable. They have the perfect amount of tint to them, and each one individually smells really good. I'll lip swatch the other two for you a little bit later on, but I love the scent of these glosses. And I already know that I'm a fan of these Finding Ferdinand blushes. They have a gel like cream texture and they just soak into the skin. They don't go patchy, they don't lose their coverage or their opacity, but they just melt into my skin. And I love the shades that Kackie chose for this collection. Sunrise is a soft peachy shade. High Noon is a really vibrant pinky berry. Dusk is more of a reddish maroon berry type of color. Cozy is a classic pink. This is exactly what I think of when I imagine a pink blush. And then Chilled is this deep purpley berry shade. I love the way that these work together. I can see these 5 shades having something for everybody, and I really, really like the way everything came together. I'm gonna use the shade High Noon first. I just tapped the tiniest bit on the top of my cheeks here, and it looked like too much at first, but as it blended out, it gave me that windswept, flushed look, and it just melted into my skin, even with the less than perfect foundation that I'm wearing today. I think my blush actually made the foundation look better. This gel texture is just otherworldly. I don't know how they do it, but I'm so glad that they do. Then I decided to add just a little bit of this shade Chilled on top. I like to mix these blushes, they blend well together, and I like the idea of creating a customized cheek color. I'm generally of the mindset that you can't have too much blush. I mean, maybe you can, but with these, it's so easy to layer them and still not look like you've gone overboard. And if you do want to go overboard, I don't blame you because these blush colors are so pretty and the way that they melt into the skin looks natural and soft. And I've just, can you tell I am doing happy dance because I love these blushes. Now I'm moving over to the eye makeup. I am so excited to use this Lovesick palette. The Graveyard Smash palette from Wicked Widow was one of my favorites. It was my first time using the brand last year, and this is in a similar size and shape, similar format. So I'm expecting the same great experience from the Lovesick palette. As usual, I'm starting by priming my eyes with my Ulta Matte Eye Primer. It's my favorite eye primer of all time. As usual, I don't really have a plan for my eyeshadow look. I'm just diving into some shades. First, I'm using this one called Come Back Home. This is a nice rosy brown color, so I'm putting that into the crease for a little bit of a transition shade. This is probably going to be my go-to crease shade in this palette. I love a nice neutrally matte in the crease to blend out while I figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my eye look. Next, I'm using this purpley berry shade called Letting Go. This reminds me shade-wise of the Chilled blush that I layered on top, the second blush I used. So I thought this would be a perfect color to get my eyeshadow and cheek colors to really work together. So then I just kind of went back and forth. I mixed a little bit of Come Back Home and Worlds Apart. That's that pinky matte shade to just blend everything. I want to use as many shades as I feasibly can when I'm testing a palette like this, but I don't want to go so overboard that I'm A, creating something that I don't love, and B, not giving each shadow its time to shine. So I just went back and forth with these 3 matte shades and built up a little bit of depth on the outer part of the eye and the outer crease area there. Then I didn't want to go too heavy on the under eye, so I just used what was left over on the two brushes I had used previously on the upper lid and just smudged those below to give a little bit of continuation down there. But I didn't want to do too much. I think if I do too much pink and red on the lower lash line, it can look not so great. It makes me look a little sickly. Then I used this gorgeous metallic purple shade called Memories all over the lid. I love the way that this performs. It looks super, super foily. I love a very metallic lid. I love a purple shadow, so I am just in heaven with this look now. And I decided to use this shifty white gold duochrome type of color called Goodnight Moon a little bit on the brow bone there. I just wanted a bit of a reflective look at the brow area, and I also really piled that on the inner part of my lid, not so much around the inner corner, but really on the lid, so that I got this yellowy gold to purple ombre look. By the way, I have an affiliate code with Wicked Widow now. It's just my first name, Amanda. After my Graveyard Smash palette videos, they offered me a code. So if you want to save 10%, then you can use code Amanda on this palette. So that's cool. This eyeshadow performed beautifully for me. Everything layered well, everything stayed true to color on the lids, and I wore this all the rest of the day and it just looked beautiful. So, very, very happy formula-wise with the performance of the Lovesick palette. I definitely want to do a couple more looks with it, but all in all, I am impressed and happy with it. Last thing we're going to do is try on this L'Oreal Panorama mascara. Just FYI, while I was researching this product in anticipation of this video, I noticed that this is $15.99 at Ulta, but it's only like $13 at Target. So if you're interested in trying this mascara, I would say don't get it from Ulta. Go to Target or Amazon, or maybe just go check out your local drugstore, because this girl is marked up at Ulta. Here's what the mascara looks like on just one eye. So on the left side, you see curled lashes with a few swipes of this mascara on top and bottom lashes versus no mascara on the other eye, just to give you an idea. I think sometimes it can be hard to tell if you don't see a side by side with a no mascara eye. Maybe you're better at extrapolating that information than I am, but I always find that helpful so that I can really get that side by side impression. My finished look, I think, is really, really nice. Even though I ended up not loving the texture of the foundation, I think the overall effect is really pretty. I like this look. I can see myself wearing this exact look or an iteration of it many, many times in the future. So I would call that a successful makeup day.
Overall, I feel like nothing was terrible here. There were a lot of hits and really just one miss, okay? This Skin Silk foundation really messed with my mind, because when I first applied that first little bit onto just one side of my face, I thought, oh, this feels amazing. It's got that really liquidy texture that just feels like it's going to be light and tinted and lovely. And it looks good from this distance, but close up, it's not really that flattering on my skin. Let me just show you what I mean. So what is happening here? First of all, we already noticed right away that it was settling into the lines on my forehead. It's also very, very collected around my nose here. And keep in mind, I've been wearing this for an hour tops. I just gotta say, overall, the texture isn't vibing with my skin. It's not too bad. It's just not too good either. Not nearly as egregious as that Revlon serum tint that I reviewed last month, but it's just not super flattering either. I can try this out with maybe a hydrating primer, maybe just try not building it up at all. But in general, this is just the least good thing that I tried today. Still not terrible, just not my favorite. As usual for mascaras, the jury is still out on this one. I really need to wear a mascara for a while to decide how it holds up. Does it flake? Does it smudge? Does it hold a curl? So far, it just seems okay to me. My initial application, it looks fine. It's not very dramatic. I definitely wouldn't choose this over my L'Oreal Telescopic Lift Mascara, which is one of my favorites. This is just not giving me quite as much oomph as that one does. I really need to test a mascara for a long period of time before I decide if it's going to change my life. Is it going to be my new favorite? I like the packaging. It's fun. It's very, very fancy, very disco. Love that. Love a fancy disco. Everything else I loved. Obviously, I knew that I was going to love these because I already love this formula. I think the colors are beautiful, radiant. The texture is everything. I love these very gel feeling cream blushes. They just blend effortlessly. It looks honestly so good, so pretty. This gloss, I want to just stick a straw in and drink it. It smells so good. I'm not even usually a sparkly gloss type of person, but I love this. I think this color is so flattering. It's very neutral. I'm a neutral girly, so I love this. I cannot imagine that I won't completely use this up. I'm gonna lip swatch these other two glosses for you as well because there is a hot cocoa and a mulled wine shade. So we're gonna try those on. I'm probably gonna love them too, but this absolutely is gonna get used up. It smells good, it looks good, it feels good. I don't know. I don't know what else you want. This is amazing.
Now that I've worn all three glosses, I do think that this one and the next one you're going to see, Hot Chocolate, are my favorites as far as what I would go back to over and over again. All three colors are beautiful. All three of these smell really, really good. The formulation is nice and opaque. They have a great tint to them, but they're not super sticky. They are very highly fragrant, so just be aware of that if you're somebody that's sensitive to fragrance. Personally, I love a lot of fragrance in my makeup as long as it's not a perfumey smell, so these three glosses are a smash hit for me.
Lastly, the palette is super cute. This is something else I need to use a little bit more. I already have a good impression of the brand existing because of the Graveyard Smash palette was one I really enjoyed last year. And I feel like this Lovesick palette is very much in line with the reasons that I liked the Graveyard Smash palette. The formulas are soft, pigmented, blendable. There's an interesting but not so wacky that it feels unusable mix of colors in here. You know, I love half matte, half shimmer palettes. This has a great balance of some neutrally tones, some colors. I really like it. I really like it. I think the little packaging is cute with these little tattooed cherubs. I would be interested to see how this mixes with the Graveyard Smash palette. Let me know if you want to see a video where I combine both of them. I don't really have enough from the brand to do a palette bingo because I just have these two palettes, but I think that could be fun. Look at the little Cupid bows in there. This is precious. All in all, a very successful day of trying new makeup. I will give that foundation another shot. I think that I just need to work with it a little bit and see if I can finesse it. But I'm really, really pumped about the Lovesick palette, about the Apres Ski collection. I guarantee you I'll be running back to both of these tomorrow when I put my makeup on. I would love to know what you think about these products. Have you tried any of these? Are they on your wish list? Are you ordering? Are you excited? What else are you looking forward to? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hey! What am I, Fonzie? Sure. Where was I? I just want to sniff this gloss. I don't care how crazy that sounds, because if you could smell this, do you remember who made those? Who made those coffee glosses? I can see the packaging in my head. Bite? Was it Bite Beauty? Did they have coffee? Do you remember these? Do you remember these? What is this? Dirty Chai. These were so good, and I was so sad that they were discontinued. And mine's very old and funky and used up, but this is what I needed to fill that gap. This smells better, and the packaging's cuter. No offense, Bite Beauty. I mean, I liked your lip glosses, but I'm sorry if I mispronounce any of the things. I swear I Google this stuff and I try my best. I just am not good at French words and French accents. If you give me some shade names in Espanol, I will be good to go. But French, I am not well versed. Sorry. Let's give them a little lip swatch, shall we? Cute. These are probably going to sell out so quickly. Look at that. Sorry for yelling. I'm just excited. Oh, please smell like chocolate. Oh, this smells exactly like Swiss Miss hot cocoa. Oh my gosh. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, I'm fine. Okay, so if you just put a little bit on, it's just a little tint, and I actually love that. Is it nude? Is it gray? Is it beige? Is it grayish? What? I don't know what it is, and I love that. Just keep me on my toe. This is so pretty. This actually looks really good with the earrings that I'm wearing today. Who is she? The last one is Mulled Wine. It's this gorgeous rusty red. You know, I love a rusty red. Oh, it smells like Christmas. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells like a candle burning, and there's a big pot of mulled wine on the stove, and everybody is arguing about a board game. Can you tell what kind of holidays I have at my house? How beautiful is that? Okay, that was really fun. That was really fun, really successful. Everything ended up being good, I think. Okay, who's texting me? I'm busy. I had fun. I hope that you did too. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging out. I'm glad that you were here. Congratulations, Kackie, on another amazing, beautiful collection. I love it. I literally love every single thing. I love seeing my friends doing well. I love seeing my peers creating really cool stuff and just bringing interesting, exciting, fun, beautiful things into the beauty community. I love seeing my friends getting opportunities and getting wins. A W for a friend is a W for yourself, and I really, really feel that way. So I kind of feel like I'm winning today. I mean, I am, because look how good this looks. Am I allowed to say that? I hope so. Anyway, congrats, Kackie, and thanks everybody for watching. You're cool. Y'all are cool. I like hanging out with you. I appreciate you taking a little bit of your precious time to hang out on this video that I made. As my son would say, that's pretty sick of you to do that. And I hope you have a great day. And you're special and important, and I love your face. See you soon. Bye.